dinner attire or anything like that.
Like
Brandy was out there in fucking tuxedos and shit. It's time for dinner, sir.
No, but like
tea will be served in 30 minutes.
I'm sorry, my family tried to be pretentious, and it wasn't really like at home, but
Did
like
it work?
No.
Have you met me?
Everybody failed.
But like you know, you couldn't wear this kind of shoes to this kind of thing. Oh my God!
Says who?
It says all the old women in the South. Help me out, bitches!
Well,
I know you know what I'm talking about.
Fuck you, and did what I wanted to do. So.
Sorry, I was raised by a French woman, so even though I was raised in the South, it's a little bit different for me.
I mean, like there were so many. Oh, you can't wear that to that. Why? I like it. You know, like. I don't know. Apparently my childhood was more oppressive than I thought.
Apparently.
I mean, I knew it was sad in some aspects, but yeah, just like, you know, now if you want to wear jeans to church, you can. You know, it's more about...
Well, I think that's more of the churches trying to be...
Yeah. But
trying to appeal to a younger, hipper crowd.
Being... As long as you're presentable and respectful, wear what you want. It seems to be more accepted now than...
I remember when my mom got married, I was 11 years old, and her husband's sister came. And this was just a house wedding.
Yeah.
Everybody was dressed up,
Right.
and everything was pretty. His sister shows up in Daisy Dukes and a tube top.
Classy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I will say that even though I just said that, I went to a funeral of a really good friend maybe 4 years ago. And a lady here in town that owned a bit. I mean, this is a woman like our parents' age, a business owner. She showed up at my friend's funeral wearing flippy flops, cut off shorts, and a ball cap and a t-shirt representing her business.
Wow.
You know, funerals are always one thing. Make sure you're just... I mean, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. But
just you're
like,
showing respect.
Yeah.
You know. I'm not... You can go to a funeral without having to go out and buy a whole new wardrobe.
Yeah, but showing up with your ass
hanging out,
that's,
you know, and promoting your business might be a little...
that's a little disrespectful.
Listen, I would feel the same way about going to somebody's wedding. You don't have to, like, dress to the nines, but... Try not to look like...
Yeah, try to make it to the fives at least.
You know, yeah, try not to look like you've been cleaning your yard.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh. And I mean, like, she should have known better. Like, I thought it was really tacky.
You know, even the 80s and 90s, even though now the technology is better, if we had that technology then... It wouldn't have been the same.
It wouldn't have been the same, yeah.
It would totally change everything.
Like, making a mixtape was like a rite of passage. Like,
Oh, yeah, no. Well, one thing, too, I think, and not taking into account the technology, I think stuff like this kind of goes in cycles. Because I think the 80s, everybody was like, yeah, let's party, who cares, whatever, you know, and then it got all, you know, tense and tight about everything, and then it loosened back, and I think it goes in cycles. I think it kind of goes one way too far, then it comes back and overcorrects. I hope this year's the last
year of the tightening of stuff, because everybody needs a break.
Yeah,
everybody just needs... Like, I posted a video today about that woman standing somewhere in France, and she's blindfolded, and she's
getting the free hugs.
Yeah, and
I saw that.
Did you? I mean, like, so many people just needed that hug, and I thought so many people, I think, have that feeling like you just need to know that things are going to get better, and it's the world just
hope is a powerful thing.
Well, yeah, and so is human touch, and you know, just that. I've been thinking about it. I was thinking about it a lot. Like, you know, people have hugged me a lot more in the last 2 weeks than in the last.
Than you're comfortable
months.
with.
Well, no, I mean, there have been some people hug me that I was not totally comfortable with.
Well,
but,
one of the old men in that video you were talking about with the French girl, he wanted to touch her butt.
Yeah,
I know he did.
He was like,
that hand was.
But yeah, I saw that too. But I was thinking of, you know, because with my mom and stuff, people, their instinct when you don't know what to say, you hug someone, and like,
I don't.
Well, you're broken.
I'm not broken. I just don't I'm not a big hugger.
He likes what Brian does to him better.
No, I don't. It's not what he does to me. It makes it sound like
He diddles you.
fuck, whatever.
He's not a toucher.
The people that I touch are very, very limited. How about that?
Yeah, in a normal day-to-day thing, like I'm like that too.
And it's not like I'm agoraphobic or anything. I just don't. I just don't like people as a general rule. So
well, they're like you have to be part of my inner circle for me to feel comfortable touching you, and you know, and that's neither here nor there. But I like
Touching me.
I've noticed like
I'm not touching
when when you get that hug, it changes your body chemistry. You know, you can feel like the walls come down, and it can be very powerful. But I think that's why, for me, it's very powerful. Is like it's not something that I just throw around like willy nilly.
Like how?
Willy nilly.
God, I wish people could see what you just did. That was awesome.
What do y'all miss about back in the day?
I'll tell you what
Or something you could do back then that you can't do now.
Punch a motherfucker in the face when he got mouthy.
Yeah, I really kind of do miss throwing down.
Well, no, I don't necessarily miss throwing down. What I don't miss, what I think is missing from today is that lack of anonymity. If you're going to talk shit, you got to do it to my face.
Yeah.
Well, the
You know,
whole,
you can't hide behind a keyboard in your mama's basement while you're getting hopped up on Mountain Dew and
that
fucking
you were talking
Funyuns.
shit about someone, and they found out, and they came and
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
and the
then you
other
got to
thing,
back
too,
up
is
what you said.
The whole I'm offended by every damn thing. You know, back in the day, okay, if you were offended, it's like, dude, that offended me. And it was like, okay, well,
I'm sorry, I went too far, or whatever I did.
Or
now it's like,
tough.
oh, everybody offended me. This is, you know.
No, I'm serious though. I really do miss kind of throwing down because, you know, back in the day, somebody steps out of line, you whip their ass, and then you go on about your business. You're not, you know, there's not litigation. There's not, you know, I mean, like 10 minutes later, everybody's happy again.
I miss the lack of legal consequences.
No, but you know what I mean? Like,
You don't know us a dime if we don't get you.
And now someone says something offensive, whether they meant to or not, and we're going to ruin your business,
Yeah.
ruin
your
your
whole
life.
life. And it's
Well,
like,
but to be fair, like I saw one on Facebook this week. Dude is straight up at the gas station, and he owns a business in
In a
Northwest
Nazi
Arkansas,
mask.
wearing a Nazi mask.
he's
Wow.
he's not the smart.
No.
And see, he deserves to get his ass beat daily.
Yeah.
Until he learns that that's a bad idea.
Yep.
But really, like, I mean, I know this is hard to believe. I used to be a brawler back in the day. Like, I had a very...
It might not be. Hold on. It might not be a Nazi mask. It probably is, but it might not be. That is, the swastika is actually an ancient pagan symbol.
No, it is
is
red
not.
on black.
This was a big, dumb, ugly redneck.
Okay.
It
No,
was
yeah.
absolutely a Nazi.
Okay. Fair enough.
And the other symbol, I think, goes the other way.
It does.
Yeah.
Does it? I thought it
Yeah.
was the same.
It's flipped.
No.
Flip.
Oh shit. Okay. I didn't know that. All right.
But yeah, like, I used to be kind of
This dude wasn't enlightened enough.
No, I didn't figure that was the case. But
in the day, and I kind of miss that.
I
Like,
wasn't. I was quiet in the back corner,
I was
not talking to
I
anybody.
would, like, be fine, and then you just lead a certain level, and I just beat your ass. Like,
You know what?
No fucks
You know
given.
what I miss back in the day, honestly? And I mean, our kids are grown
I had a
now,
lot less
but
rage.
there was that area in between there, and it's steadily gotten worse. God, when I was a kid, see ya. And I mean, we just went and had adventures and did shit all
I miss
day.
that.
And luckily, we rolled in 5 minutes before dinner. You can't do that with your kids nowadays.
you
Oh my
can't.
God! I mean,
I
there's
wasn't
so
able
much.
to do that when I was little because we didn't live in
Yeah.
a great neighborhood. But when we moved
Well,
to
I
the
mean,
country,
I did when I was little bitty, but
Yeah.
by the time I was 7, 8, and we moved into the country.
we moved to the country when I was 12. I think I just turned 12 or 13. And we'd have friends and hop fences and go to the
Yeah, I
Red
mean, that
River.
was just,
and
it was innocent, and you know, I lived out where, like, it was a big rural community. I hate to say that word, rural. And
She has a problem with it too.
I can't say
It makes me feel like Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
But
That's why I hate it when people are named like Rory.
yeah,
I can say Rory better than Roy.
yeah, Roy, yeah.
Rory McIlroy and his couple of million from PGA didn't give a damn.
Well, I bet he doesn't.
But yeah, I used to go like
Give me a couple million. You can call me whatever the fuck you want.
I'd literally pack a lunch, take my dog, sometimes a horse, and just be gone. And it, you can't. It gives me heart palpitations thinking about like Mason doing that same thing because the world is so different.
Yeah, we'd go out, ride horses or three-wheelers. Or
and
play in the lake all day.
And if somebody that your parents knew or living in your community saw you doing something sketchy, they'd jump your ass, and you knew that you better stop.
If I see you again, I'll tell your mom and daddy.
Yeah, and you knew that was a line that you didn't cross, and the world was just.
One time, I was with my youth group, and our youth minister, and his wife, they were pretty young. And she was taking me and my friend home. I was like, well, go ahead, take my friend home first. And then it was late at night. It was probably 10 or something. Mm-hmm. She pulls in our driveway. Here comes Grandma. Because we didn't have cell phones back then. Yeah. Can't let anybody know what's going on. She chewed her ass thinking it was one of my teenage friends. You're like, no. She's like, I'm the pastor's wife. And Grandma was like, I'm sorry.
My bad.
Oh, that was hilarious, though.
One time my sister... Okay. My sister is my big sister, but she's little. And she's a little bit crazy. She... I love her. She's like... But they packed a lot of temper into that little body. And Andrea is my niece, her oldest child. And Andrea decided to push the boundaries, and she went out on a couple date, and she was late coming in. And so my sister was waiting for her, and this kid drove like a loud truck. So my sister heard it coming down the street. She hid behind the hedge, and when they pulled up and opened the door and Andrea starts to get out, my sister starts screaming and like doing this belt around her head like a lasso. And Andrea just jumped back.
Oh my
Andrea
God.
jumped back in the truck. She's like, floor it! And my sister chased the truck down there. Yeah.
I would like to know how she expected that to go in her head.
Andrea or Ginger?
No, Ginger. When she...
So you gotta wait for her to get out of the truck, close the door, and be halfway in the house.
When she crouched behind the hedges...
She played her hand too soon is what she did.
When she crouched behind the hedges with the belt in her hand, I just wonder how she saw that going.
I think she thought Andrea would get out, she would maintain her rage long enough for Andrea to exit the vehicle and start up the driveway into the point of no return, and then she would beat her all the way into the house.
You gotta get in between her and the truck.
Yeah, and I think what happened...
Just a strategic error.
Yeah, is I think her rage just tipped the balance of the scales just a little bit too soon, and she overplayed her hand, and Andrea was able to jump back in the truck and floor it, hit it. And what I want to know is what Andrea was thinking. Knowing my sister, she was like, okay, we're going to need a new identity and start a new life, and we're now in witness protection.
I'm going to need passports, driver's license, birth certificate.
And $500,000. Okay.
$500,000.
But I mean, like, really, like, I just don't even know. But I get a lot of joy thinking about that. That is just so my sister. She's a little crazy, but it's okay. Yeah, I mean, I think technology is the only thing.
And I don't even, you know what?
And it's good and bad.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a mixed blessing for sure.
I don't even know that technology. I mean. Obviously, technology is more advanced now. But, man, you know what? When I was in high school, if I wanted to know the phone number to a place, I had to pull out, listen closely, the phone book.
Or call information.
Oh, hell no, because that was a charge.
Yeah, that cost. And that, your mom and daddy whip your ass.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. If I wanted to talk to somebody, I had to talk to them. I couldn't text them.
I didn't know they charged for information.
yeah,
I
they
used
did.
to call it.
It was like, oh, that explains a lot.
That's why our phone bill was $300
Yeah.
a month.
I'm talking about when I lived with Grandma.
Yeah.